Princess Sarah stood by the huge window in her royal chambers, staring at the stars. She touched the cool glass with her blue fingers. The tiny lights of ships moved about in the space dock below. Soon, she would have to board one of them. "Princess, the council is waiting," said Vex, her personal attendant. The small green alien looked worried. "Your father is getting impatient." Zora sighed. "Let him wait. I have not made my choice yet." "But Princess, you have rejected every ship they have offered. The Vordarians are insulted, the Thalaxians are angry, and the Nymphians have withdrawn their offer completely." Zora turned from the window. Her silver eyes reflected the starlight. "I know what I want. Vex. None of these ships feel right." In the Grand Council room, Emperor Thaxis paced back and forth. His long robes swept the floor. Representatives from 10 different alien races watched him nervously. "My daughter tests my patience," he growled. His voice echoed in the room. "She has rejected the finest vessels in the galaxy." Ambassador Creel of the Vordarians stepped forward. "Perhaps the princess is too young for such an important tour. Our ship is the fastest in the galaxy. To reject it is—" He paused. "Unusual." The Emperor stopped pacing. "My daughter may be young, but she knows her mind. If she says no, then it is no." Just then, the doors opened. Princess Zora walked in. Her silver dress shimmered as she moved. The room fell silent. "Father, I have made my choice," she said. "Finally," sighed the Emperor. "Which of these fine vessels do you choose?" Zora smiled. "None of them." Angry whispers filled the room. The Emperor raised his hand for silence. "Explain yourself, daughter." "I choose the human vessel, the U.S. Intrepid." The room exploded with voices. The Emperor looked shocked. "A human ship. They are new to the stars. Their technology is basic. Their ships are tiny." Zara stood her ground. "It is my choice, Father. The human ship or no ship at all." Across the galaxy, on the planet Earth, Captain Sam Carter was drinking coffee in his office aboard the U.S. Intrepid. The ship was docked at Earth's orbital station. They were preparing for a 6-month science mission to study a distant nebula. The computer on his desk beeped. "Captain, incoming message from Admiral Reeves. Priority 1. Sam put down his coffee. "Put it through." The face of Admiral Reeves appeared on the screen. The older man looked serious. "Captain Carter, your orders have changed." Sam frowned. "Sir, we're all set for the Nebula mission. That's been postponed. The Intrepid has been selected for a diplomatic mission of the highest importance." "Diplomatic?" "Sir, we're a science vessel. We don't even have proper diplomatic quarters." The Admiral leaned closer to the screen. "This comes from the top, Captain. The Illyrian Princess Zora has specifically requested the Intrepid for her galactic tour." Sam nearly spilled his coffee. "An Illyrian royal on my ship. Why us?" "That's what everyone wants to know, Captain. The Illyrians are one of the oldest species in the galaxy. They never show interest in human affairs. Yet Princess Zora has rejected every other ship offered to her." Sam stood up. "When does she arrive?" "You have 48 hours to prepare. Make it work, Captain. This could change humanity's standing in the galaxy." After the Admiral signed off, Sam called his first officer. "Olivia, we need to talk. You won't believe what just happened." As Sam explained the situation, he looked out his window at the stars. Somewhere out there, an alien princess had chosen his small ship over all others. He couldn't help but wonder why. In her chambers, Zara smiled as she packed her things. The human ship was exactly what she wanted. Unlike the other aliens, humans were impossible for Illyrians to read telepathically. Their minds were closed books, and Zara was very curious about what was written in those books. The crew of the U.S. Intrepid lined up in the main hangar bay. Everyone wore their best uniforms. Captain Sam Carter checked his watch for the 5th time. "Stop fidgeting, Captain," whispered Lieutenant Olivia Garcia. "You'll make everyone nervous." "I already am nervous," Sam admitted. We've never hosted royalty before. The ship's intercom crackled. Allurian shuttle approaching. Prepare for docking. Through the large hangar windows, they watched a silver shuttle glide toward them. It moved like water, smooth and flowing. The shuttle was more beautiful than any human craft. Remember, Sam told his crew, bow when she enters. Don't speak unless spoken to. Don't make direct eye contact. The shuttle docked with a soft hiss. The door opened slowly. Two tall Allurian guards stepped out first. They wore silver armor and carried strange weapons. Then Princess Zora appeared. The crew gasped. She was taller than human women, with blue skin that seemed to shimmer. Her eyes were completely silver, with no pupils. Her long white hair floated around her head, as if she were underwater. Sam stepped forward and bowed deeply. Princess Zora, welcome aboard the U.S. Intrepid. I am Captain Sam Carter. To everyone's surprise, Zora smiled widely. Captain Carter, thank you for accepting me on your vessel. Please, there's no need for bowing. Her voice had a musical quality. She stepped forward and held out her hand in the human way of greeting. Sam hesitated, then shook it. We are honored to have you, Princess, he said. Just Zora, please, she replied. She looked around the hangar with clear interest. This is wonderful, so different from Allurian ships. Sam introduced his officers. Zara greeted each one by name, asking questions about their jobs. The formal atmosphere quickly disappeared. Lieutenant Garcia will show you to your quarters, Sam said. We've prepared our best room for you. Thank you, but first, could I see more of your ship? Perhaps where your crew eats. I'm curious about human food. Olivia looked at Sam, who nodded. This way, Princess. As they walked through the corridors, crew members stopped and stared. Zara didn't seem to mind. She asked questions about everything. The control panels, the pictures on the walls, even the ceiling lights. Your ship feels alive, she said. Allurian vessels are beautiful but cold. This has warmth. They entered the mess hall. Several off-duty crew members jumped to their feet when they saw the princess. Please, continue eating, Zora said. I don't want to disturb you. From the kitchen area came a loud crash, followed by cursing. Damn machine. Work, you stupid piece of junk. Olivia looked mortified. I apologize, Princess. That's our chief engineer, Joe Martinez. He's been trying to fix the food synthesizer all week. To her surprise, Zora moved quickly toward the kitchen. There Joe was on his knees, tools spread around him, wrestling with a panel. He didn't notice the princess until she was standing right behind him. Need help? Zora asked. Joe jumped, hitting his head on the machine. Ow. Woes. His eyes widened when he saw who had spoken. Oh, Princess, I'm sorry for the language. I didn't know you were here. Zora laughed. It sounded like bells ringing. No apology needed. Your words were honest. May I see what you're working on? Joe looked at Olivia, who nodded frantically. Sure. The synthesizer keeps mixing up food orders. Yesterday it gave someone coffee that tasted like fish. Zara knelt down beside him, her elegant dress pooling on the floor. Fascinating. On my world, machines read our thoughts. But I prefer your way. It's more real. Later, in Captain Sam's office, Admiral Reeves appeared on the screen. How's it going, Captain? Any problems with the princess? Sam shook his head. None, sir. She's nothing like we expected. She's curious, friendly, informal. Good. Keep her happy. By the way, do you know why she chose your ship? The whole Galactic Alliance is buzzing about it. No idea, sir, Sam replied. But I intend to find out. Meanwhile, in the mess hall, Zara was explaining something to Olivia. Your people are special to Allurians, she said quietly. All other species in the Alliance, we can read their thoughts. Their minds are open books to us. But humans, she smiled. Humans are the only ones whose thoughts stay private. You're genuine. Real. When you say something, I know it's truly what you believe, not what you think I want to hear. Olivia looked surprised. Is that why you chose our ship? Zora's silver eyes twinkled. It's one reason. There are others. She looked around the busy mess hall. I think this journey will be very interesting. 3 days into the journey, something broke in Princess Zora's quarters. The air turned too hot, then too cold. The lights flickered. I'm so sorry, Princess, Sam said as they stood in her room. The environmental controls are malfunctioning. We can move you to the officers' quarters while we fix it. Zora touched the wall, feeling the vibrations. No need, Captain. This ship is old but strong, like a wise elder with creaky bones. Sam looked embarrassed. We're not as advanced as Illyrian vessels. That's why I like it, Zora said. May I stay with Lieutenant Garcia instead? I would like to learn how human women live. That night, Olivia nervously cleaned her small room. She moved her clothes and personal items to make space for a princess. It's very cozy, Zora said when she arrived with just one small bag. She looked around the simple room with delight. Do all humans live in such personal spaces? Olivia relaxed a little. Most crew quarters are similar. Not very fancy. I'm afraid. It's perfect, Zora said. She picked up a photo on Olivia's desk. Your family. Yes, my parents and brother back in California. Zora touched the picture gently. You carry them with you. We Illyrians keep memories in our minds, but I like your way better. More solid, more real. The U.S. Intrepid reached the Vordarian homeworld the next day. It was their first official stop on the diplomatic tour. The Vordarians held a grand reception in a crystal palace. Aliens from many worlds attended. The human crew looked small and plain next to the colorful aliens in their fancy clothes. Sam overheard 2 tall Vordarian officials talking. They didn't note he was listening. Humans on a diplomatic mission. How primitive. Their ship barely deserves to be called technology. I heard it breaks down constantly. The princess must regret her choice by now. Sam was about to walk away when Princess Zora appeared beside him. She had heard too. Gentlemen, she said loudly. Everyone nearby turned to look. I would like to correct your misconceptions about my hosts. The Vordarians looked uncomfortable. One bowed slightly. Princess Zora, we meant no offense. Yet you gave it, she replied. Her silver eyes were cold. The human vessel was my first choice. Do you know why? The room fell silent. Even Sam waited for her answer. Because while your ships grow more perfect but remain the same, humans improve theirs every year. While you follow traditions from 10,000 years ago, humans create new ideas daily. They solve problems with creativity, not just technology. The Vordarians looked shocked. One tried to speak, but Zora continued. Their ship may be small, but their minds are not. Remember that before you judge them again. She turned and walked away. Sam followed, amazed by her defense. Later, in a quiet corner, Zora explained. Many old species have stopped growing, Sam. They perfect what they know, but never try new paths. Humans are different. You're always changing, adapting. That's rare and valuable. Meanwhile, Security Chief Ben Dawson was working in his office. Something didn't feel right about this diplomatic tour. He noticed unusual messages being sent after each reception. He called Intelligence Officer Kate Miller. Kate, can you decode these transmissions? They're heavily encrypted. Kate worked for hours. Finally, she looked up with worry on her face. Ben, these are not diplomatic messages. Someone is tracking the princess's movements. And there's something about removing the human problem. Ben's face turned serious. We need to tell the captain. Now. That night, Sam called Princess Zora to his office. He showed her what Ben and Kate had found. Someone is planning to harm you, possibly to embarrass Earth, he said. We should cancel the tour. Zora didn't look surprised. I knew there was danger, Captain. You knew. Sam was shocked. Yes. It's one reason I chose your ship. She smiled at his confusion. My enemies would never expect me on a human vessel. And there's something else about humans that made me choose you, something I'm not ready to share yet. Sam studied her face. You're using us as protection. No, Captain, Zora said. I'm trusting you as allies. There's a difference. The U.S. Intrepid entered the Crimson Veil Nebula. Red gas clouds surrounded the ship, making it hard to see anything on the scanners. Captain Sam ordered extra watches on all decks. It's beautiful, Princess Zora said, looking at the swirling red mist on the bridge view screen. On my world, we have stories about places like this. The ancient ones said nebulas hide doorways to other universes. Our sensors can barely see through it, Olivia said. We'll be flying blind for about 6 hours. Sam didn't like this part of the journey. Perfect place for an ambush, he muttered. As if his words made it happen, red alert sirens suddenly blared through the ship. Captain, 3 ships appearing from the nebula. They're not responding to hails. The young officer at the radar station looked scared. Shields up. Battle stations. Sam ordered. Before they could react, the Intrepid shook violently. Lights flickered and went out. Emergency lights came on, bathing everything in red. Direct hit to our engines, Captain. Someone shouted. We're losing power. Another blast hit them. Sam grabbed the command chair to stay on his feet. They're boarding us. Multiple breaches on decks 3, 5, and 7. Sam looked at Zora. Princess, get to safety. Bolivia, take her to the secure room. Zora stood her ground. Who are they, Captain? Ben Dawson checked his security console. Scaran ships. Separatists who hate the Alliance. They're after me, Zora said. More explosions rocked the ship. The bridge doors suddenly sealed shut. Computer lockdown initiated, the ship's computer announced. Bridge isolated. That's not right, Sam said. I didn't order that. They've hacked our systems, Ben replied. We're locked in, and the princess is locked out. In the corridor outside, Zara and Olivia heard the bridge doors seal. Armed intruders appeared at the end of the hallway. This way. Olivia grabbed Zora's hand. They ran toward the emergency ladder. As they climbed down, the ship shook again. They heard weapons fire above them. We need to get to engineering, Olivia said. It has independent security systems. When they reached engineering, they found Joe Martinez trying to restore power. Medical Officer Ryan Wells was treating injured crew members. Lieutenant, Princess. Joe looked relieved. What's happening? Scarans. They've taken control of the ship's systems and cut off the bridge, Olivia explained. They're after the princess. Joe wiped sweat from his face. Can we contact the captain? Communications are down, Olivia replied. We're on our own. They heard heavy boots in the corridor. The Scarans were coming. We need to seal the doors, Ryan said. Too late for that, Joe replied. But I have another idea. He pointed to the environmental controls. These systems are separate from the main computer. We can control them from here. What good will that do? Olivia asked. Joe smiled. Scarans breathe methane gas. If we flood select areas with oxygen-rich air, it would be like poison to them. Zora looked impressed. You would use life support as a weapon. Clever. We'll need breathing masks, Joe said. The air mix won't hurt us, but it'll be too thin to breathe comfortably. They quickly put on emergency breathing masks. Joe worked on the controls while Ryan helped the injured crew members with their masks. Princess, you should know Illyrian physiology is different, Ryan said. This might affect you more strongly. I'll manage, Zora said firmly. On the bridge, Sam and Ben tried to regain control of the ship's systems. Can we send a distress signal? Sam asked. Not through normal channels, Ben replied. But he looked thoughtful. The nebula itself conducts electrical charges. If we modify our sensor array to send pulses through the nebula, it could carry our signal further than the Scarans could block, Sam finished. Do it. In engineering, Zara watched the humans work together. Joe rigged the environmental systems. Olivia organized the crew for defense. Ryan treated the injured while planning how to use medical supplies as weapons. "You're all so different," Zara said quietly. "Other species would follow standard protocols, but you create new solutions." The doors to engineering began to glow red as the Scarens used cutting tools from outside. "They're coming through," Olivia warned. Zara stepped forward. "There's something I must tell you. My people have an ability we use only in the greatest danger. We can join minds with compatible species." The humans looked at her in surprise. "Humans are the first species we found who might be compatible," Zara continued. "This melding could help us fight together. But I need someone with a strong mind to try it with." She looked at their faces. "It is considered very intimate in my culture. I would not ask if there were any other way." The door to engineering began to melt. They had minutes, maybe less. "What exactly is this melding?" Olivia asked, her weapon pointed at the door. "Our minds join," Zara explained quickly. "We share thoughts, skills, senses. It has never been done with a non-Illyrian before." Joe looked skeptical. "Is it dangerous?" "I don't know," Zara admitted. "But without it, I fear we will all die here." A voice came through a crackling speaker. "Engineering, this is the captain. Can anyone hear me?" Olivia rushed to the comm panel. "Captain, we're here. The princess is safe." "Not for long," Sam's voice replied. "Sensors show 20 Scarens heading your way. We're trapped on the bridge." "Captain," Zara spoke up, "I need to try something. A melding of minds. It might help us coordinate a defense." There was silence for a moment. "What do you need me to do?" Sam finally asked. "Focus your thoughts. Picture a door opening in your mind." Ryan looked worried. "Captain, she's not even in the same room as you. Can this work at a distance?" "We Illyrians can extend our consciousness through the ship's electrical systems," Zara said. "Captain, are you ready?" "Ready," Sam's voice came back, steady and calm. Zara closed her silver eyes. Her blue skin began to glow slightly. In the bridge, Sam felt a strange sensation, like cool water flowing into his mind. Images flooded through him, memories that weren't his, knowledge he never learned. He saw Illyrian cities floating in the sky, felt the weight of royal responsibility, understood alien sciences beyond human comprehension. Zara gasped as human thoughts entered her mind. She saw Earth's oceans, felt the joy of riding a bicycle as a child, understood human emotions with new clarity. "It's working," she whispered. On the bridge, Sam stood up suddenly. His eyes glowed silver like Zara's. "I can see through her eyes," he said. "I know where every Scaren is on the ship." Ben looked shocked. "Captain." "Still me, Ben. Just more." Sam's voice sounded strange, as if two people were speaking together. "I can access all ship systems now through Zara's mental abilities." In engineering, Zara spoke with Sam's confidence. "Joe, modify the environmental controls like you planned. I'll help you access the locked systems." Her fingers moved over the control panel with new skill, Sam's knowledge of the ship flowing through her mind. "Olivia," Zara continued, "take 5 crew members and secure the armory on Deck 6. The Scarens haven't found it yet." Through their shared mind, Sam and Zara coordinated a defense across the entire ship. They used the environmental systems to drive Scarens into areas where crew members could ambush them. They rerouted power to critical systems and shut down sections of the ship to trap intruders. In Sam's mind, Zara shared the real reason she had chosen a human ship. "My people have a prophecy," her thoughts told him. "It speaks of a young species that would bring new thought to old minds. For centuries, we feared our civilization was growing stagnant, too set in our ways." Sam understood. Through the melding, he felt the deep age of Illyrian culture, millions of years of tradition, slowly calcifying into rigid patterns. You think humans are this young species? His thoughts asked. I hoped, she replied. Now I know. In engineering, Joe finished his modifications. The air in selected corridors changed composition, becoming toxic to scarens. Through the ship's internal sensors, they watched as the intruders began to fall back, confused by the humans' unpredictable tactics. Ryan checked Zora's vital signs. Her heart rate is elevated, but stable. The door to engineering finally broke open. 2 scarens rushed in, weapons ready. But Olivia and her team had positioned themselves perfectly, having been warned through Zora's connection with Sam. They quickly overwhelmed the intruders. Alliance vessels detected, Ben shouted from the bridge. They received our distress signal through the nebula. The Scaran ships began to retreat as Alliance cruisers emerged from the red mist. Boarding parties abandoned their attack and rushed back to their vessels. As the danger passed, Zara gently withdrew from Sam's mind. The connection lingered like the memory of music. Thank you, Captain, she said through the comlink, her voice tired but happy. Now you understand. Sam sat heavily in his command chair. He felt changed. He had glimpsed an ancient mind, a civilization so old it made human history seem like a single day. Yes, he replied. I understand. The U.S. Intrepid limped toward the nearest Alliance starbase. The damage from the Scaran attack left the engines running at half power. Repair crews worked around the clock. In the medical bay, Ryan checked Princess Zora's vital signs again. Your readings are almost back to normal, he said. But I still don't understand how you connected with the captain from different parts of the ship. Zora smiled weakly. Illyrian minds can extend through electrical systems. Your ship has less shielding than ours, which made it easier. Captain Sam entered the medical bay. He looked tired but alert. Since the melding, he found himself noticing things about Zora that he hadn't before. Small gestures, habits, the way her silver eyes changed shade with her mood. How are you feeling, Princess? He asked. Better. And you, Captain? Sam touched his temple. Different. I still have echoes of your thoughts in my mind. It will fade with time, Zora said. Mostly. The ship's communication system beeped. Captain. Olivia's voice came through. We're receiving a priority transmission from the Galactic Council. And there's an Illyrian Imperial ship approaching. Sam and Zara exchanged a look. My father, she said. An hour later, the U.S. Intrepid docked at Starbase Alpha. A large group of officials waited for them, representatives from every major Alliance species. At the front stood Emperor Thaxus, tall and imposing with deep blue skin and eyes like molten silver. As Sam and Zara stepped off the ship, the Emperor moved forward. Daughter, he said, his voice deep and resonant. I came as soon as I heard of the attack. Zara bowed slightly. Father. The Emperor turned to Sam. Captain Carter. I understand you protected my daughter at great risk to yourself and your crew. She protected us as well, Your Majesty, Sam replied. Without Princess Zora, we might all have been lost. The Emperor's eyes narrowed. I also understand there was a melding. A murmur ran through the crowd of officials. Many looked shocked or disturbed. There was, Zara said firmly. It was necessary. A melding with a human. One of the Illyrian advisors stepped forward. Princess, that ritual is sacred. It is reserved for mates or closest allies after decades of trust. Yet it worked, Zara replied. Perfectly. Better than any melding in our recorded history. The Emperor studied his daughter's face. The Council has called an emergency session. They want answers. In the Grand Council chamber, representatives from 12 species sat in tiered seats around a central platform. Sam stood beside Zara, feeling out of place in his simple uniform. A Vordarian counselor spoke first. Princess Zora, you have violated Illyrian tradition by performing the sacred melding with a human. What do you have to say? Zara stepped forward. I say it was the right choice. The melding saved our lives and proved what I have long suspected. Humans are uniquely compatible with Illyrians. Humans are too unpredictable, a Thalaxian representative argued. They advance too quickly. Their ships are crude, their methods chaotic. Exactly, Zura said. That is their strength. While we perfect the same technologies for thousands of years, humans create new ones constantly. While we follow ancient traditions, they adapt and change. The emperor watched his daughter with an unreadable expression. I propose a new alliance, Zura continued. Not just diplomatic ties, but a true partnership between Earth and Illyria. The council chamber erupted with voices. Many protested, some sounded curious, a few seemed supportive. Sam felt a strange sensation. He could sense the emotions in the room more clearly than before. A gift from the melding, he realized. He could feel the fear behind the angry voices, the curiosity beneath the caution. He stepped forward. Council members, before the melding, I knew almost nothing about Illyrian culture. Now, I understand your concerns. You fear change because you have seen civilizations rise and fall over millions of years. The room grew quiet, surprised by his insight. But consider this. Perhaps the very stability you value has become a weakness. Princess Zora showed me that the oldest Illyrian prophecies speak of renewal through new perspectives. The Emperor's eyes widened slightly. Sam had quoted an ancient text few non-Illyrians knew. Humans don't claim to be wiser than your ancient cultures, Sam continued. But we offer something different, a willingness to try new paths, to learn through failure, to change. Zora stepped beside him. That is what my people need most after 10 million years among the stars. New eyes to see old wonders. Everyone moved to the grand meeting hall of the palace. King Zorn sat on his throne, with Princess Illyria beside him. Alex and Olivia stood with the human delegation. Prince Drazik and his Krell advisors stood to one side, looking angry but silent. For centuries, King Zorn began, his deep voice filling the hall. We Zentari have known of a special connection between our kind and humans. Our oldest stories tell of sky visitors whose presence made our ancestors' crystal markings glow and whose energy helped heal our sick. Royal scientist Vorn stepped forward with ancient scrolls. These records show that humans visited our world over 500 years ago. They helped end a terrible disease that was killing our people. Their mere presence seemed to strengthen Zentari minds and bodies. Alex looked at Olivia, who nodded. That matches what I found in your science labs. Human electromagnetic fields somehow boost Zentari neural pathways. But there's more, Princess Illyria said, standing up. In the spirit reading, Commander Bailey learned that the Krell have been studying humans in secret. Prince Drazik, tell them what your scientists discovered. All eyes turned to the Krell prince. His red markings flashed with anger, but he spoke. Yes, we captured a small human exploration ship 2 cycles ago. We learned that humans gained something from us too. Better healing, longer life. The effect works both ways. Gasps filled the room. Alex thought about the stories of human explorers who had mysteriously vanished in this sector of space years ago. So when humans and Zentari are together, Alex said slowly, both species benefit. Your minds become sharper, and our bodies become stronger. Yes, King Zorn confirmed, but the effect is strongest when there is trust and friendship between the species. Force or fear weakens the connection. Alex suddenly understood. That's why Prince Drazik's experiments didn't work as well as he hoped. The humans were captives, not willing participants. And that's why my reaction to you is so strong, Princess Illyria said, her markings glowing as she looked at Alex. There is trust between us. Prince Drazik laughed bitterly. How touching. But while you all talk about friendship and trust, my scientists have found ways to harvest human energy without their cooperation. Soon, the Krell will have no need for willing humans. That's why you came here, Alex realized. Not to marry the princess, but to steal information about humans from the Zentari archives. Enough. King Zorn's voice thundered. Prince Drazik, your actions dishonor the Krell Empire. Leave Zentaria immediately. The Krell Prince's face darkened. You choose these humans over an alliance with us. This is a mistake you will regret, King Zorn. He turned to leave, but stopped to look at Alex. And you, human. We will meet again. After the Krell delegation left, Alex received an urgent message from Earth Command on his communication device. He read it with growing concern. What is it? Olivia asked. Earth has detected unusual biological changes in our diplomatic team, Alex explained. They're worried we're being affected by alien influence. They're ordering us to return home immediately. Princess Illyria moved closer, her markings pulsing with worry. If you leave now, the Krell will see it as an opportunity. Prince Drazik has more ships waiting beyond our system. I saw this in his mind during your connection. King Zorn nodded gravely. The prince will not accept this defeat. He will return with force to take what he wants, both Zentari knowledge and human subjects for his experiments. Then we need to work together, Alex said firmly. Humans and Zentari. If our connection truly makes both species stronger, then together we might be able to stop whatever the Krell are planning. But how? Royal Advisor Krax asked. The Krell military is powerful, and your Earth Command wants you to leave. Alex looked at Princess Illyria, whose crystal markings were now glowing with a steady, determined light. I think it's time for a demonstration, he said. One that will show both your people and mine what happens when humans and Zentari truly work together.